Hey YouTube, this is Master Maniac, and before we get into the video, there is going to be a timestamp somewhere over here on the screen showing where you can skip to miss this first part of the video that has nothing to do with the game itself. Just wanted to offer a colossal thank you to everybody who watched episode 1. I was not expecting to receive such a huge amount of love and appreciation. I was very much not expecting as many views and comments and likes and all that good stuff as I got on that episode. And I wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody. I know not a whole lot of people really care about this kind of stuff, but it means a lot to me to be able to share my time enjoying one of my most favoritist games ever with functionally a bunch of strangers, but with anybody in general. So thank you. Anyway, into the video. Hey YouTube, this is Master Maniac, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. Today I'm at the crater because I've had an idea. I've had an idea involving the space elevator. I want to put the space elevator in this crater and eventually build something nice around it. I don't know what that nice building is going to look like. But I do know that I want this to be the permanent location in this world for the space elevator. And so for those of you who are unaware, the space elevator is basically your big tech unlock thing. It is the thing that will... Oh, I need to grab some materials out of here. I had a platform up a little bit higher that I had to make room to deconstruct. Give me those. That ought to be good. But yeah, I think I want this to be like a permanent space elevator location for the entire playthrough. And I may like have to deconstruct the elevator during the prettying process, the pertification, if you will. But that's not going to be for a while, and it's going to end up going right back in the same exact place. Sorry, I want to get up here when I place this, because there's like a whole animation and everything behind it. But yeah, I'm thinking building like some sort of facility here with the upper lip of the crater being the roof of the area, so to speak. But let's slap it down. Yeah, that there's a hole right there because there is a cave, and for whatever reason, that gap right here is interfering with the destructible rocks. So let's watch this really cool animation for this. That's going to build up and send all the stuff through it. You can see at the top right we have a new objective to complete phase 1. There we go. And now we have an ominous circle over us. There's something right there dangling down its bits. Like that a flimsy sheet of metal and a handful of carabiners is basically all that's holding this gigantic pipe that launches into the stratosphere. Yeah. So that's the space elevator, and what we need for it is going to be that smart plating. So let's go ahead and pull that up and see what it requires. It requires a reinforced iron plate and a rotor per smart plate. That's not actually that bad, not for phase 1, and actually I do in fact have everything I need to do that on me. The only thing I'm really missing for that is going to be power. There we go. My brain is functioning. I'm going to go ahead and... No, not that. What was it? That's okay. I'm going to paint the space elevator. By the way, you may have noticed the colors on this assembler are a little bit different, and that is because of the menu I just showed you. So this first one here is the default swatch, the default color palette for every machine. And if you change this, all of the machines in the world that are set to that swatch will change colors with it. So you don't have to go and manually repaint everything if you don't want to. It is very good to know. Alright, so for now, I'm going to get power run to this. You know what, I may as well set this to smart plating. And although it is heresy to manual load this, it shouldn't be an issue. And I think that only makes... yeah, it's 1 to 1. Good. Alright, I'm going to run this back to base real quick. You know, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not very far away from this, and I'm already very slightly regretting this decision. Mostly because it's just the super early game, and it's going to be a pain to run back and forth to this. For now. We are absolutely getting the Blade Runners today, though. Oh my god, can you hit the hog, please? Yeah, shoot him. Look at these critters with their big, weird, human-ish teeth. And we're back. And I am wandering off into the distance because I want to get my hands on those quartz nodes. And I'm glad that I thought to turn around now because I need to route power over to them because I'm going to need to install miners on them. So, yeah. Power is linked up to the space elevator now, so that is good. Please. There we go. And it is unfortunate, but you can't increase the range of your power poles by using higher tiers. That's sad. There are large power poles, power towers, I think is the name for them in-game. But it's gonna be a little bit before we get there. By the way, I haven't really talked about what my plan is for this episode yet. Like I said last time, I believe, I want to do a new project for each episode. I think this one may end up being, well, I guess depending on how far we can get into Phase 2, but this one may end up being setting up some, like, small awesome sync stuff. But we'll see. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys once I get to those quartz nodes. Alright, and there we go. Quick and easy. Just a couple of constructors, because that's all I really need at the moment. These are 2 nodes here that are mining at 60 per minute. So I've got way more than I need. But basically, I just need this so that I can satisfy that 50 silica requirement. Oh, and the 200 silica requirement for 6 more inventory slots. Very good. Yeah, so I'm going to wait for this to process. We're at 15 of the 50 smart plating that we need, so that's very nice. I'll catch with you guys here in just a moment. By the way, interesting thing about the initial quartz recipes, the silica and the quartz crystal. So the quartz crystal takes in 37.5 raw quartz per minute, and the silica takes in 22.5. But if you look at the outputs, it's opposite. And fun fact, 22.5 plus 37.5 equals 60. So a pair of constructors, one of each, will always be able to consume the 60 per minute that a tier 1 miner on a normal quality node will get you. And from there, all you have to do is scale it up. It's 1-to-1 constructors, unless you're using alternate recipes, which it's very rare that I do for quartz. A lot of what this is used for is signs and stuff. And you really don't need to produce in colossal quantities for signs. They don't take very much quartz at all. So, yeah. Oh, baby, it is time. It is time for a move speed boost. Yes, please. Thank you, game. How do I make those?
Road runners unlocked. Equipped to run faster.
Oh, I can make them just barely.
Decrease fall damage.
Hell
Might
yeah.
otherwise have lowered your value to fix it.
Excuse me? Alright. Incredible. Oh, so much better. So much faster. Bigger jumpies. Very good. First, I want to take the silica that had built up and research the extra 6 slots in my inventory.
Pocket dimension now extra dimensionalized with additional dimensional capacity.
Is it not gonna do it? Did it already do it? It might have already done it. That's okay. So we're going to do that, and we are going to also, since I don't particularly need any of the quartz products right now, I'm just going to sink them. And for that, I'm just going to do some of this, do some of this. Get it roughly lined up. Good enough for me. And as a reminder, we're only making 60 items in total per minute. So it's not going to take much of anything at all to get these sinking. Or it's not going to take any special belts or anything. We have the speed for it. Yeah. So here is the awesome sink, and basically the way it works is you feed it items and stuff, or DNA capsules. And each item has a certain point value. And after you build up enough points, it prints out a coupon, and then the next coupon will take more points. I think it's... No, I'm not even going to speculate. I don't know how it scales exactly. I feel like it's probably... Oh, no, it's definitely not linearly. It's definitely exponential, because the numbers get a little bit ridiculous after a while. And this is something that I want to do a big setup for later. So we'll, at some point during this series, set up a factory exclusively for the purpose of making coupons for us. By the way, look at that building. It's pretty. It looks nice. A nice little shredder up there. Oh, hey. Just like the biomass burner, this thing has a designated spot for fingies too, right in here. Also, by the way, look at that right there. We are right here. Oh, and it's talking to me. I'm gonna drop a foundation here, and then one of those. We're gonna get our very first summer sloop.
The Summer Sloop was named after Marie Somerville, co-founder of Fixit and head of its R&D department. There are many theories about the origin of this shape and why this symbol, mathematically resembling a Mobius strip, has found its way to both human and extraterrestrial culture. Thankfully, you don't need to know any of these theories to be a pioneer. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application. Fun fact: the planet you are on was found and named during a planet spotting event Marie hosted named Marie's Awesome Scientific Search of the Avant-Garde Exoplanets.
Yeah, neat. I also think, yeah, there's a Mercer sphere down here too, but there's also baddies. Oh, okay, he's power sliding. There we go. Seems like the window for when they can hit you is pretty generous. Please pick this up. There we go. Oh, no fun chat with extraterrestrial weirdo? Sad. But shrooms, though. And would you look at that timing? We're at 49 out of 50 of those smart platings. This is almost ready to launch. Should just be producing... Oh, there's the last one going in now. Great. Oh, that's weird. Terminal kept a little bit of the orange. Interesting. Alright. Says that that's ready, so let's seal it. God, the animations are so cool in this game.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed.
Yep.
After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of Project Assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore, and exploit for a better Fix-It future.
Well, great. We'll look at what new stuff we can unlock here in just a minute, but first, there's more really cool animations to watch. Up. It should be preparing to launch. There we go.
Phase 1 of Project Assembly completed. This is only the beginning of Project Assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder, not only is Fix-It saving humanity,
Adequately,
it is saving all
please.
Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of Project Assembly.
Alright, well, let's go see what we can unlock now. Alright, well, I know what we're doing first, but before we get to that, I built another awesome sink over here, because you can print your coupons from any awesome sink, not just the one that materials are being sunk into, and you can see your stats for the awesome sink as well. Along with that, I've also made one of these, the Awesome Shop, where you can go to buy new stuff. And there's a good old... is the double wall outlets not a thing? Unfortunate. That's okay. I'm gonna go over here to the customizer. I'm gonna buy the concrete foundation for sure. I'll want the asphalt foundation for later. These finish... The paint finishes are really nice to have too. I guess I'll grab the... Where did it go? Oh, it's under management. Okay. Guess I'll grab the Mark II version of this. It's 11, so I've got room for 4 more tickets worth of stuff. You know what? Pillars are always useful. I'd like to have beams as well, but that can wait. We'll just unlock all those.
All Fix-It vetted materials are tested for toxins, hallucinogens, and other biologically adverse effects. Pioneers are advised not to immerse themselves in these materials, and not to lick, eat, breathe in, or otherwise consume them.
You know what, that's pretty solid advice from Ada there. Alright, so anyway, in the hub here, the first thing that we definitely want to get into is going to be coal power. I believe these make 75 watts of power? 75 megawatts, sorry? Although I can't be entirely sure about that. We should have access to everything we need to make those, so let me gather that up real quick. Sure did have everything needed. So let's toss these in here. We'll send it up.
Milestone reached.
Can I get up there in
Power
time?
production
No,
can
of
now be
course
fully
not.
automated by burning coal, which has been
In
added to the
multiplayer, you
resource
can land on top of this thing
Water
and
is also
launch
necessary
yourself
to
into the
run a
stratosphere.
coal-powered generator.
Alright, so there is some stuff that we're going to need before we can really get into building a coal plant. However, I do not have the clearance on this to set that up right this second, so I'm going to come over here and set up just a small little copper factory to make copper sheets. Alright, and there's our first at least half decent looking factory going on here. You can see we are now producing copper sheets. Here's my little Pioneer hanging out on top of there. They're getting stored into a container. And all of this is still that nice teal cyan sort of color. That will change whenever I unlock the copper finish. So I can set these all to be roughly copper colored. Or the machines at least should be nice shiny copper colored. I don't think you can really get concrete to be that shiny, but that's okay. And yeah, so this is great. This will get us all the copper sheets that we need for all the pipes. Unfortunately, it's going to take a while before that happens. So we'll see. I guess it's time to go and find our location for the coal plants whilst we wait on that. And we are back, and if you want to see the map where we're at, is right over here. There are 2 normal coal nodes here. So that'll be 120 coal per minute. And I believe for every 60 coal, you can power 4 coal generators. So this should give us 8 generators for now. That being said, how high do I want to put these and where? That being said, once we get into steel processing, oh yeah, that's good. Once we get into steel processing and stuff, we should have a bit of an easier time. How far down does that go? We should have a bit of an easier time with power. Is that good? Is that a good height? No, it's going to be ever so slightly in the water. Can I put a water extractor on top of that? Resource isn't deep enough? Oh, it'll work there. Okay, so that's a good height for these, and that'll give me points to snap to. Very good. Yeah. All right. Let me get some platforms and stuff built and figure out how I want to go about this, and I will return to y'all momentarily. All right, we are back, and I'm working on getting all of this set up. So I'm thinking, I know, those of you who are veterans of Satisfactory, these floor holes for pipes are usually a problem. We'll talk about that in a minute. So what I'm trying to do is route water into all of the machines here. All of the generators, I mean. And the easy way to do that is going to be to drop one of these right here, and that'll give me a... should give me a snap point there. Will it give me a snap point now? No? Why not? Do I need to remove this? There we go. Okay. Sometimes you gotta fiddle with pipes a little bit to get a good connection going there. That's okay. So I can remove those now. So I've got a connection point at exactly the right height. And after I'm done with this, I'll mirror it on this side as well. And I believe this should all be good. So let's go ahead and bring this across to here. You know what? I'm okay with that. Let's do some diagonals. Genuinely not even against it. There we go. Oh, why'd you flip around all weird? Oh yeah. Easy peasy. And they all match up real nice. Very good. So that's basically all the pipe work for one side. So what we need altogether per side is 180 cubic meters of water per minute. So 180 water per minute times 2 is going to be 360. Each water extractor will make 120, so we only need 3. Those 3 can come down here and just chill underneath this, hopefully. Even though I brought the materials for 4 of them, so that's our center point. Use H to hold that in place. That's right in the middle, and looks like we are good to go here.
That may indeed be water. Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
Ada's so sassy. Alright, there we go. So how does that look? Does it look awful? Not exactly. I actually think I'm okay with it if the 3 of them match. Yeah. Yeah, I can make do with that. Now I will need some water pumps. There's not really a good way to set them up with snapping, unfortunately, but that's okay. And so the extractors and to the pumps. You know, there's got to be a way to make it automatically change to the wall outlets whenever you target a wall with a power thing. That's okay. We can figure that out later. This power cable can go up here, and that's all good. So that's the water extractors hooked up. Now I just need to run the pipework for this other side. And let's see if I can get a good angle to just 3, 2, 1, and snap those into place. Hopefully that cut was set appropriately and didn't look like absolute garbage. By the way, don't feel bad if you have trouble getting your stuff to snap. This particular dude right here would not snap for anything. I had to roughly eyeball it. I got it visually straight. Nobody will ever know, except for everybody watching the video. But you know what? Let's not worry about that. For now, let's worry about getting our items involved in this. So this should be easy, and I don't really see any reason to deal with load balancing or anything for this. Just manifold in a splitter for each one. And Final dude. Very good. Oh. Next we just connect them all up. Now, the setup's actually quite a bit more spacious than what I normally do. Usually I try to compact these down as much as I can, but I went for making it pretty rather than compact this time, which I'm not complaining about. I honestly think it's a lot easier to work with and a lot better to look at too. You know, compact is one thing, but compact and looking nice often are at odds with each other. Alright, there we go. Here is these. And what I'm going to do for this is bring these guys up. And I'm going to line this guy up with the other one. That way they're coming in at the same level. Oh, that is the wrong way around. Let's try that again. There we go. That one can just have a belt into there. And what we'll do... Hippity hop over to here. 1, 2, I believe, is the correct height for those. Yeah. Alright, and that means I can pull this guy down, swap that, pull this guy down, and we've now got room for 2 whole belts. Great. So now all we should have to do is link up power. Oh, you know what? I bet that's why these aren't defaulting. Hold on. Are you gonna go... Are you gonna do the thing? No, maybe I have to buy the Mark 1 version of these to get it to automatically switch to the wall power things when I'm aiming at a wall or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out here in a little bit. All right. This power line can branch off. And be attached. You don't like that clipping. Here. There we go. And then, honestly, I'm not that worried about it clipping in. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold up. I unlocked those wall power outlets. I might as well use them. So let's see in architecture. Do the small concrete pillar. Looks pretty good. You know what? I don't think that's too terrible. It is clipping through a little bit with the wires there, but this will do for now, giving our limited decorative capabilities. Next thing we need to worry about is going to be getting these coal miners online. All right. Miners have been set up, and I've gone ahead and taken a little bit of a precaution. I went ahead and ran the water extractors for a little bit, just so I could fill up these pipelines. So the point behind this is water fluids in Satisfactory behave strangely and can slosh around in the pipes and not move at the rates that you expect them to. So what I've done here, and I actually lucked out with the way this was set up, but what I've done here is pre-filled all the pipes, pre-filled all the machines. That way, even if there is a little bit of variance and a little bit of wobbly in the numbers and all that, it should all balance itself out because there's water buffered in the system. Additionally, all of the pipes heading into the machines are downward pipes. They're being gravity assisted, basically. So that is going to help buffer a little bit extra in those sections. Also, super lucky thing that I got away with here with the central pipe. The 3 pumps that I put downstairs were enough to reach for the lower 2. So these 2 coming up from the floor, it was able to reach with the water coming into these lines, but the one that was placed at the same height for the center couldn't make it all the way up to the top. And for those of you who are unaware, the pumps provide head lift. Basically, there's a static amount of height that those can push water through, or any fluid. Well, this one was just a teensy bit too low to make it all the way up to the top, so I moved it up just a tiny bit, and now I know that it's all going to split appropriately, and nothing from the other 2 water extractors is going to end up overflowing and spilling over into the other side. I know that this one location is likely going to split evenly and do exactly what I need it to do. So that is fantastic. Enough yapping, though. It's time to turn all of this on. Let's grab our coal. Both of these machines should start up, pulling 60 per minute. I'm going to come over here and we'll see. Alright, so max consumption has gone up. Our capacity is currently 450 megawatts. Coal is being extracted. It's going to take a minute to get down there. You know what? Maybe we take some time and see how long it takes for the entire coal plant to get up and running. I just want to have a good vantage point for that. Yeah, up on these seems like a good one. Nope. Nope, let's try it again. Alright. Super speedy time-lapse time, and we'll see how long it takes to get all of these up and running consistently. And there we have it. So for those of you who are wondering what exactly I was looking for there, specifically I was waiting for the first 2 machines' belts to back up. Once they're all backed up, these should be receiving exactly what they need as they need it. But that does not appear to be happening. Oh, this is a pure node. Okay. That doesn't explain why this one's slower, but you know what? Yeah, I don't quite understand why this side was being slower to back up. But I guess that kind of just is what it is. So this line of coal alone should be perfectly capable, once I get that upgraded, should be completely capable of keeping both sides of this saturated with coal. but for whatever reason, it's underperforming in comparison to the lighter coal line. Ooh, and this dude isn't getting water. Okay, well there we go. That was a pretty hefty chunk of the problem, was that the water wasn't flowing properly. Again, has to do with these floor holes. I would advise against using them if you can avoid it, or if you do use them, instead just clip your pipes through the floors or through whatever foundations, and then grab floor holes and just nudge them into place. That way it looks like they're there, but you don't have to deal with, shenanigans as a result. So let's have one more glance at this, and yeah, we're good. We are currently producing 600 megawatts over here, except that it's not showing any amount of consumption. It's not showing any amount of consumption because this dude ain't hooked up to nothing. That would make sense. And now, all total, we're producing 1,050 megawatts. Exactly as expected. Beautiful. Alright, well, I'm still continuing to have problems with this, so I'm going to show you how I'm fixing it. So normally, it's because of the floor holes, by the way. Pipeline floor holes and wall holes are always strange. And if you see, when I try to deconstruct this, it's going to attempt to remove everything above as well. It will also remove a bunch of the piping down below. However, if you tap Control, you can just delete... Oh, nope. Okay, never mind. It highlights as though you're just deleting that hole, the floor hole, but unfortunately it does delete everything. So now I just need to grab this and pull it down to here, reattach it to the end of that pump, and then we'll come back upstairs. And you should see this working, and you can verify by looking at the flow rate here. Should be hovering around 120, but it's going to fluctuate a little bit because fluids are fluids. And then from here, instead of, actually using these as intended, we'll just pretend that we're using them as intended. Looks exactly the same, but is actually functional this time. Now we should see all 8 of the smokestacks are up and running. And if we come over here, nice flat power bar. Very good. Alright, back at the hub, and I've got everything that I need on hand to complete the basic steel production milestone. I went ahead and crafted up the modular frames by hand. We will be automating these shortly. It's just reinforced plates and iron rods. But for now, I'm okay with just doing the initial setup for those. Good old AI manipulation. Okay, so let me get some stuff together and we will begin on steel. And once we have steel, it will make a lot of sense to get into this. This will probably be our next milestone. Getting the Mark III belts and having those set as our permanent belts will be a very, very nice thing indeed. By the way, I'm going to print out these coupons because I learned today that you have to have the Mark I version of the wall holes for that to apply properly, for it to default to that when you're attempting to place stuff like this. And it defaults to the Mark 1, but you should be able to upgrade in place, so. Alright, a little bit of prep work has been done here. We do have a slug nearby, but he's stuck inside of a rock. It's part of the thing that I would like to solve here soon. This is going to be our steel factory, and it looks a little bit big for what it's going to be right now, but it's not going to take long before we're ready to upgrade it. I am going to need to find another hard drive, but I can take care of that in a little bit. So I've got 3 coal nodes here, all of which are normal, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, all 3 normal nodes. I guess I should double check them after the mild issues with after the surprise pure node over there. Yeah, all 3 of them are normal, and we're just going to combine 2 of them together to mix with the iron here, because that's going to be 1-to-1 iron and coal makes steel. And then we're going to production. We're just going to bring a few foundries over here. So 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be 45 per minute for each of these. So we'll just copy and paste and paste. There we go. And then the next part of this is going to be ensuring that we've got these. Oh, is that lined up perfectly? Oh, beautiful. Yeah, the next part's going to be making sure that we've got all of these set up properly. And they're going to consume just a little bit more than what we're actually using, but that's fine. This iron node is a pure node, so it should match the 120 that we've got on that belt over there. If I come over here, switch that to these. How does that line up? It doesn't. All right. Pull those down, and we will... Is that on the same height? It appears to be on the same height. Very nice. And that's almost exactly half a foundation difference. Good to know. Alright, so now we're going to need a Mark II lift, because, again, that is a pure node. And I'm going to have to come all the way up here. You know, I think that's pretty good. But I do want to turn that ever so slightly. And I'll show you why. If we set this to the straight build mode, you'll never see that these are misaligned. Except for that. Why? Yeah, that does a really good job of hiding the misalignment. And we can come over here and dress this up later. That shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, and I wanted the top part of that sideways just a little bit. Now we can go to straight build mode and bring this along right over. Chaw. And then the next part of the equation is going to be, how do we route everything into these? And for that, I think I have an idea. So these will be for iron. Let me just make sure it's not clipping in too bad. Make sure there's clearance for belts, and I think that'll be just fine. So then we can go up here, bring it back that way a little bit. Yeah, that's good. It'll be real nice when we get blueprints involved. Alright, cool. So that will be for the iron, which means that the coal can just go down here. Good. And we're not going to need anything stronger than Mark 1 belts, so let's go ahead and do that. Well, I say that. We're going to need Mark 2s for these. Might as well do these as Mark 2s. There we go. But for any of this going into... Oh, that is perfect spacing. Delicious. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, very good setup. Alright, so that's good to bring into here. Because one of the alternate recipes for this involves using iron ingots and coal. So I'd like to have this space over here for some smelters, and then maybe on this side we can do the constructors for the pipes and stuff. So that means we should be good to get these guys together. Let's look at constructors while we're on the subject. So we're going to need some pipes, and that is 30 per minute for pipes. Okay, good to know. And then I believe beams are a little bit more expensive. Yeah, it's 60 per minute. That's 90, so we can do 2 pipes and a beam? That'll work. I'll copy and paste. Paste, there we go. So that'll use 120 for now. That'll be pretty much all we can move, but that's okay. Alright, so we can bring that in like this, and then next, organization. And for now, I guess I'll just stick these off to the side over here. And we'll merge these two. I'll just use Mark II belts because it's what I've got right now. And alright, we should be good to go. I've went ahead and run power to everything. I'm not entirely sure about these beams here. But I'm using those for power connections and stuff, and specifically on the foundries. I'll get up here and show you. Like, there's spots where the wires clip through stuff, and I'm just not a huge fan of that. And the beams here, like, clip into some of these things. That's probably going to change when it comes time to pretty this place up. But for now, I really just need to get some amount of steel up and running. So, without further ado, let's make that happen. Oh, there's the steel. See, there's some spinny bits. And then there's some steamy bits. Oh, that may be it right there. That little compressor thing keeps bouncing up and down. That may be, in fact, where fingers go. I'm not seeing any other moving parts. But hey, here we are. Alright. We should be producing 120 per minute currently, even though they say 45 apiece. Because we're only feeding it 120 of each item per minute. And hey, here we go. There's pipes. Very good. Very good. What about beams? We getting beams? We are, in fact, getting beams. And I should go hunting for some SAM ore to unlock this as well. But I can find some circuit boards laying around. The question is going to be, what does a SAM fluctuator take to make? And I'm not going to know that until I have some of this. I'm pretty sure there's a SAM ore node here in the desert, but I think it requires some explosives to get into, which is a part of why I have this extra coal node here. There is a sulfur node nearby. That day. Purity normal. You know what? Let's go look at that while we're building this stuff up. Okay, yeah, here it is, and it's not even covered by anything. I see a path down the rocks that we could take it, or we could be rebels. Unsure which I would prefer at the moment. Let's see, anything up here? Ooh, I could bounce it across. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we respect wildlife around here. We would never harm the local ecosystem in any way, shape, or form. Oh, a purple slug. Very good. Very, very good. Alright, let's get back up to that sulfur node. By the way, there's an entire crash site up here. That right there is the sulfur node. And there's a whole bunch of stuff here, which is very nice. Let's check this, see what the requirements are. 5 computers. Either we're going to have to find some computers on the ground to use for that, or we're going to be out of luck for a while. And here we are, home sweet home. Let's drop off the little bit that we need to get the new logistics milestone. Very nice.
Hard work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
Yeah, we all know that's real. Well, access to steel gets us access to this dude, which will hopefully mean a very specific alternate recipe. Let's just chuck down a MAM here, and I'll get that scanning, and we'll see what's inside of it. I've already re-rolled these, and they are not what I was looking for. That's 45 per minute. I don't know how much better that is. Oh no. I'll catch up with you guys once that's done scanning. Hopefully we can get the solid steel ingot recipes. Hey, you guys want in on a little trick? Apparently, if you sneak, these little hatchers don't notice you, even if you're shooting them. Alright, scanning's done. Moment of truth. Let's see what we've got. Basic iron ingot and charcoal, not what I'm looking for. And also not what I'm looking for. Ew. Okay. Let me see if there's another thing within reach, maybe. Well, I didn't think there would be one so close. Right down there is the concrete factory that I set up. So, yeah, this one just requires 25 screws. Happen to have that on me. Let's see if this one can give me what I require as soon as I can get it scanned. Alright, looking at 5 seconds left. Fingers crossed for that solid steel ingot recipe. Not looking good. Not looking good. Rescan. Please don't fail me. No! Unfortunate. Okay, well, there's one more that I can probably get to that's gonna be a little bit painful, but first, before I do that, let's... Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the stuff to unlock this real quick. Okay, so this is a very important unlock here. We're getting explosives, which will open up a huge area of the map.
If you do not recall the order in which you deployed the Nobelisks, remember Fixit does not take responsibility for any harm caused due to human error, even if those errors are genetic.
Okay. Thanks, Ada. Was extra sassy. Alright, so let's get a Nobelisk detonator. And honestly, 26 Nobelisk charges should be more than enough for what we're about to do. So let me craft that up real quick. And alright. So this is basically grenades. I'm sure you've guessed. I'm going to drop off chainsaw, drop off that. Honestly, I don't need coal in my inventory. Let me just clean things up real quick. Alright, so where I'm about to head is going to be up around here. There should be a thing that I can open up for pretty much free. It's probably going to be guarded by some enemies. Do I have the stuff to make a MAM? I don't. I should bring the stuff to make a MAM. Alright, looks like we've made it, and it's a good call to bring these Novelisk up here. There are very dangerous fart rocks. And it's a good thing these are easily resolved problems. Oh, okay. Throw that a little bit higher. Okay, well, that's alright. I can at least get a little bit closer to it. Yeah, other than those, I should be able to open this. Yeah, no problems. So now we'll slap down a MAM and get that researched, and I will return to y'all when that's done. If this doesn't do it, then we're going to have to go on a real adventure. By the way, now that we have the Nobelisk, there should be a spot right up here. Up. Just takes a moment to get there. There should be a spot, yeah, right there. It's got some explosive rocks, or explodable rocks, I guess. Boy, I love not being able to see. And inside of this area should be, yeah, Samor node, but also spiders. So, you know, watch out for those guys. They don't hit very hard, at least the little ones don't, but they are the fast. Alright. Pop that. Oh, that's another destructible wall. Oh. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh yeah, and these guys give us remains too, that we can use to unlock some more stuff in the MAM. Yeah, Nobelisk first. Ah, yeah. Yeah, more stuff that I can't see. Let's hit that flashlight. And also, this is an impure node.
The strange alien matter, colloquially known as SAM, seems to be in its dormant crystalline state, meaning it won't break down your body into its
Where does this go?
components untouched. This living matter is extremely versatile and has countless applications. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application, as well as a secure method of awakening.
Oh, there's a purple slug over there. Y'all see that? See, hopefully 3 is going to be enough to deal with the big ones. Are they dead? Oh, good. They appear to all be dead. Why were there so many? Well, not complaining. These purple slugs are worth, I think, 5 each? 5 power shards each? So that's cool. We are going to need to research these guys, or the Sam and the Ma'am. How much of that do I need for now? I need 10? Alright. I'll at least make sure that I've got that for whenever the hard drive's done. 9 and 10. And yeah, okay. Well, I can come back here whenever I'm ready, I guess, when I'm ready to start messing around with Sam's stuff. Might as well blow that last rock. And good. See y'all back at base. Alright, one more attempt. Please, 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 please. Please, solid steel ingots. I cannot express to you, game, how many organs I will donate in order to receive the solid steel ingots recipe. Well, at the very least, we can do the Sam ore. And then check out reanimated Sam.
Strange alien matter analysis completed. Dormant crystalline SAM can now be found with the resource scanner. In its dormant state, it is safe to handle without special equipment and can be stored indefinitely. Research for enabling the reanimation of dormant SAM is now available.
Fill the rivers with blood and let the effigies defile our temples. The sun will follow.
Mysterious voices. Always a good sign. Alright, I'm going to run back over to that Sam node. And honestly, you know what? I'm going to bring the stuff for 2 miners. And we'll... Actually, I didn't get the ability to make those yet, did I? Okay. Can I make ma'am? I sure can. Alright, well I guess we'll get started into that and maybe we'll be able to unlock dimensional depots and stuff. Never mind, I was a little bit incorrect. Right now, all this needs is the SAM. And that is going to be a good candidate for summer slooping. Let's see, yeah, I need to go and grab more wire either way though. So, yeah. Alright, so I skipped a little bit of unlocks here, mostly because they don't really do anything important, these two. But these are very important, so I'm going to start research on the depot. We'll go ahead and do that too. So both of these are going to be very important. The way the dimensional depot works is it's like a storage container, except that you have access to it from your inventory, and your build gun has access to it at all times. So as long as you're piping items into it, it will automatically replenish, and it'll reduce everything that it'll reduce the total amount of stuff that you have to carry on you at any given point in time. It starts out not so great, but with the upgrades here, there's capacity upgrades, and then there's upload upgrades. And each of these requires Mercer spheres and stuff, and then there's the manual uploader, which basically means that I can just drag stuff from my inventory into the dimensional depot thing. Which isn't showing up here. Do I have the stuff to build one, is the question. What else do I need? I need more fluctuators. Okay, I can't do that right this second. But yeah, you would basically be able to drag and drop stuff from your inventory into that, which is really good for stuff like tools and ammo and Nobelisk and like monster parts and stuff. The other important thing is going to be this. But in order to do this, I'm going to need circuit boards, which means that, well, considering that I did not find the recipe that I needed, unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to go on a grande adventure. So maybe next time we start with a little adventure montage, gathering up slugs and all kinds of stuff. Slugs, Mercer spheres, summer sloops, hard drives, just everything I can get my grubby little fingers on. There may be some minor upgrades here in between episodes, like automating the production of Novelisk, and probably setting that up as one of the first dimensional depots that I create. It seems reasonable to do that. And yeah, but I guess for now we're gonna call it. And I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate y'all coming out to watch. Thank you so very much again. And I'll see y'all next time. Take it easy.